Hey everyone, it's Bradley. Welcome back. It's great to have you here with me. Today's video is all about the MiniUni, and particularly the MiniUni's legs, which I have had the privilege of having played with now for at least a month. I'm going to answer some questions. Are they stable? Do they work? How do they fit? What's the fit and finish like? One thing I want to get out of the way real quick is this video has been kind of lagging. I need to apologize to my audience and also to Brewtools, the company that sent me these kind of products and parts for testing. I've had kind of a personal, just a professional kind of travesty, and it's been messing with my mind, guys. It's been kind of hard to get motivated to make a video, but I'm gonna try and commit to getting at least 2 videos out per month moving forward, so stay tuned. I have a lot of really good content, mostly complete, that I just need to button up and put together. Research it, mash it, boil it, ferment it, drink it, analyze it, share it. Home brewing is good. When the MiniUni was released, it was released without its full ecosystem. It was nice of Brewtools to get this out to us as soon as possible, but we were kind of left lacking as far as some features. It came with the pressure kit. Of course, if you haven't seen that video, click right here and you can watch that. I show you how to run that thing all together and what it's about. The MiniUni itself is a unitank pressure vessel with a single port on the bottom and a single on the top, the bottom port being 2-inch, the top being 4-inch. When it was first released, you could not put a valve or something on it to dump trub or what have you, maybe potentially filter from the bottom, depending what kind of operation you're using this thing for. It's gonna fit any 2-inch 90 and any 2-inch valve. I happen to have a Brewtools valve and one of their 90s just because, well, I'm Bradley and Brewtools sent it to me to test out to kind of get the feel for the entire package. So with the legs on the MiniUni, it's about 5 3/8 inches from whatever surface it's sitting on, plus or minus. I haven't measured too close. Please forgive me. So what this will allow you to do is, like I said, put a valve on the bottom. You could even run the Brewtools filter directly inside of the vessel. I'm not sure why you'd want to do this, but it's a definite possibility. Using this as a bright tank, the legs may or may not help as well. So first, let's talk about the base. The base itself has a black silicone kind of gasket or seal, but it doesn't really do that. It actually helps to affix the seal itself into the base, or this kind of a mounting fixture, as well as kind of stabilize the vessel itself. And it's actually really clever, also slightly disturbing, just because there isn't a really kind of solid way to locate the MiniUni on the base. It's located very, positively, and it's quite firm and stable, I assure you, but it can be a little unsettling. But the way this works, and it has them on both sides of this silicone gasket, is it has these scallops on the top and bottom. The bottom part, which is inserted into the base, has a V-shaped groove. When you put that in, it's going to fit very snugly. You can put it in upside down, but it'll fit loosey-goosey. So when you put it in, just make sure it's a snug fit. And those little chamfers in that silicone, or calling it a seal, because I don't know what else to call it, honestly. So in this piece of silicone, those help add surface area and help it grip into the plastic housing even better. The same thing for the top. When the MiniUni is sitting on the base, those scallops increase surface area. Surface area increases friction. And that's how it's pretty much able. You can have this thing at a pretty significant angle and it's still gonna work just fine. It does make it hard to center it perfectly straight up and down, at least in my testing right now. Again, I've only used it for about 4 or 5 batches, so I'm by no means passing final judgment, but I just want to indicate that. So if you're having trouble, it's normal. It's part of its design. This is definitely, in some instances, in my opinion, more form over function, although it does function. Like I said, that location and that engagement, it's a little unsettling, but you'll get used to it and it works just fine. In the leg kit, you're gonna get 3 legs, 3 screws, and 6 little kind of silicone rubber feet that just poke into holes in the bottom of the legs. The MiniUni's base also came with these, so to install it, you'll have to pop these out, and then you'll take the legs and make sure that when you install them, that they locate, there's these kind of voids in the plastics injection mold, basically, and you want to make sure they're located in between and not sticking out. Mine are prototype legs. I'm told they are going to come with a tool. Right now, I'm using a 4mm Allen on a 1/2-inch socket, but I'm not using like an impact or something to blow it on, or even a wrench, just because it does need to be that tight. But I recommend put the screw on the socket first. Once you have it on there, then pull tension on it, feed it through the hole, and then keep tension and pressure on it, and then install it as an assembly. It's gonna be easier to find the hole, I assure you. At least that's worked for me. I recommend starting there. So screw it in, get it hand tight, and you are good to go. The easiest way I've found to install the MiniUni onto the base with the legs, with a valve and a 90, I've found is to put it on as an assembly. So take the 90 in the gasket and a tri-clamp, put that on the MiniUni, then repeat the process for the valve. The angle of the valve will have to be slightly offset and crooked. It's not gonna be straight up and down. But like I said, you can either put this on from the top down or laying down on the ground or what have you. If you have like a 10 liter, it's gonna be easy. If you have one of the largest ones, it's gonna be more difficult. Not impossible, it takes a little practice. It's not super intuitive, at least it wasn't for me, but obviously I figured it out and it works just fine. Brewtools has also made available a 2-inch to 1.5-inch reducer. In this instance, you could get a little bit more space and a little bit more length. You can also do things like use the Brewtools sight glass, which itself will give you that little bit of extra length. It hits close to home, but if you need a little extra length, a little more ease to work and operate, it's certainly simple and easy to extend it. Once again, it's gonna work with any 2-inch valve or any reducer to get you to whatever size you wanna go to operate this vessel properly. Now, in my opinion, the base and the legs are something that has been sorely lacking. In my instance, I'm gonna use this guy in my fermentation chamber. My new brewery isn't really set up to wall mount this, but once again, I can wall mount it. If you guys wanna see a video on how to wall mount it and how that works, what it looks like, definitely comment below and I'll consider producing it. Brewtools has sent me to check out this wall mounting bracket, and this thing is just, it's of the highest quality. It's an absolute beast. I do recommend getting this. Depending on your construction method, if you're gonna wall mount, this is gonna be easier to hit studs here in the US, make it a lot simpler. This is heavy duty. I mean, this is like, it's a weapon. If this is your first time in the Brewtools world, you will see that these parts are all bespoke, meaning most Brewtools components and equipment is all custom made for Brewtools. They aren't a company just going out there and buying off-the-shelf parts from a vendor in China and then slapping it in the box and charging you more because it's their brand. These components, for the most part, are all bespoke and custom made for Brewtools products. It's part of that high-end feel and touch, and it shows in everything they do. So this guy fits in my Kegland wrap fermentation chamber beautifully on the legs. It'll allow you to ferment in there under pressure, as I am doing in this footage right here. I actually just transferred a beer out and it's sitting behind me clean and ready to go. But it's gonna make it so much easier to put it in something where it needs to stand up. Again, wall mounting is cool and it works. In my instance, on these larger vessels, 40 liters and above, I would love to see the handles that are supposed to be available right now. I can't wait to try those out. And the handles, once again, will make it easier to move because it is hard to get a hold of. I myself pump into the fermentation chamber from my brewing system, whatever one it is I'm using that particular brew day. Brewtools also recently kind of released this adjustable dip tube. And this thing, it's got this beautiful knurling and a 34mm tri-clamp base right here. And it will allow you to put a dip tube inside of your MiniUni or any vessel pretty much and adjust the height. It's not unlike something that the Grainfather company did a long time ago. The Brewtools execution is obviously custom made and once again, quite flawless in its execution. It's really something to behold. I haven't tried this out yet because truthfully, there's a little O-ring seal inside of here that I lost immediately after getting it. Can't find it and I can't get it to seal without the O-ring it came with. Once again, mine is pre-production, so take that with a grain of salt. So that's the MiniUni legs in a nutshell. They go on super easy. They make harvesting yeast, getting trube out, doing all sort of things from the bottom of the vessel much easier if you're not wall mounting, which I suspect that most of us won't be doing, to be honest. But again, if you're planning on it, let me know. I believe the legs are going to be released imminently. I know More Beer is a US distributor. Once they are out, I will link to them on More Beer's website where they're available. Obviously, you can get them from Brewtools directly if they're selling direct in your market and other various vendors around the world. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for support. Remember, I've been Bradley. Home brewing is good, and I'll see you real soon. Ooh. It's been a mess, like life. But here we are in the brewery. Yeah, the Brewtools MiniUni. Man, say that. Brewtools MiniUni. man, I don't know why I can't say it right now, but this thing, man, it's sexy. It's a beast. If you haven't like held one of these things, it's nothing else like it on the market. Its quality is above reproach as far as everything I've had my hands on lately. Who am I even talking to? No one's even watching. If I just stopped to exist, would it even matter?